Just finished 3 times 10 minutes up tempo. See the Strava data there. Kept the heart rate around 150. First 10 minutes at 5% grade, like 8.8 miles an hour average, and then second 10 minutes at 10% grade, around 6.7, 6.8 miles per hour average. Last one at 15% grade, a little shaky. I feel like I was only going like 5.4 miles an hour. But it's like 80 degrees in here. Put that in Fahrenheit there. Just trying to cool down now. Totally drenched in sweat on the treadmill floor there. All right, it's July 6th, 5:27 a.m. Let's go to Verbier, Switzerland. First flight. We have liftoff. It is, what is it, July 8th, Friday, 2022, the day before the Verbier, I believe that's how you pronounce it, thanks for correcting me, marathon. I'm doing the, I guess it's a 45K, 4,000 meters of climbing in these hills. Heading up right now on the gondola, which you saw in that travel montage there. Got in yesterday, still a bit jet lagged, but I ended my trip after 2 plane flights, 2 train rides, a bus ride, on this gondola from Le Chablais, up to Verbier. You could drive on the road, but this gondola is actually really convenient and a great way to commute. I picked up my bib down there, got some swag at the expo, so you can see some of those shots. And I'm staying up in Verbier. You know, it's funny because it's considered pretty high altitude skiing town. It looks like an awesome skiing town actually. Really cool, beautiful mountains in the Swiss Alps here. And you know, it's like less than 1,600 meters, so it's about like boulder elevation. And of course, living in Salida now, I'm up quite a bit higher, and where I run in the mountains of Colorado is really high altitude. That being said, we're gonna get up, I think, over 9,000 feet in this race, so I think that's maybe 2,800 meters or so. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but never been in this valley. Very close to the UTMB course, of course. We're gonna start in is it Liddy's? Sorry, I'm messing up the pronunciation, but I gotta take a bus tomorrow morning before the start. I'll be doing the race, and of course this is all in part of the build-up for UTMB. Getting out here in the Alps on actually trails that are probably going to be steeper. 4,000 meters of climbing, it's like 13,000 feet of climbing in 28 miles. Steeper on average than UTMB, and I think a little more technical actually. Because like I said, UTMB is more double track and a lot more mellow out. That doesn't make it any easier though. You know, being at the lower altitude, it's going to be pretty hot. If I go anywhere outside of Colorado, I feel a little bit of humidity. I wouldn't say it's humid here, but outside of Colorado, it always feels a little humid, and it's going to be on the warmer side, which is good. I like that. I'd rather have that than cold rain or thunderstorm threat. But yeah, you know, I tapered a bit traveling out here kind of last minute. Obviously, it's a really fun vacation type of run, but something that I've been training for the past couple months, and in this build-up with UTMB in mind, it's a good reason why I'm doing a shorter race, because I feel like hopefully I could recover it if I finish tomorrow. And it's a really hard long run effort, basically, with a lot of climbing, and I'm dialing in my gear. You have to carry a lot of the mandatory equipment that you would have at UTMB, including using trekking poles, which is something that I'm not used to, but I've been training with a bit. So we're going to see how that goes. Dialing in the nutrition, hydration, the gear, and clothing combination. Of course, Camel backpack, Roka shades, Spring Energy products, and yeah, using the Coros, probably wear the Verdicts too tomorrow, but compressed sport calf sleeves. What other sponsors can I plug? Hoka Torrent 2s I think is what I'm going to go with, because it's a bit more technical. UTMB I might actually have a shoe change lined up. I usually would in a longer race like 170k, 100 miles, but we're going to see. It's going to be I've been running around Verbier trying to stay flat. It's a little hard on the ski slopes, so you're climbing up and down. It's a lot steeper than Colorado trails. That's the general thing. Is the challenge is that because you're a slightly lower altitude, you could actually climb harder and descend faster, and these trails go straight up and down. In the US, we like to have a lot of switchback trails. The grades are more mellow. Colorado, you could get some steep mountain stuff and scree fields, of course, and technical stuff, but you're at such a high altitude in the mountains, usually like 13,000, 14,000 feet, 3,000, 4,000 meters. You can't breathe very well, and so you're going really slow and you're power hiking more. Whereas down here, you have to be a bit more rigorous with your mountain power hiking or running downhills, and the muscle pounding on your quads is quite substantial, as well as the tension of going uphill. And honestly, the thing I'm worried most about is my breathing. I've dialed in the nutrition, taking in more sodium probably, trying to stay hydrated and pace myself, but the breathing after the pulmonary embolism, I'm not gonna lie, took a shot to my confidence for sure, especially after that performance at Canyons. I was just really, really disappointed. And even a couple weeks ago, I was getting a heart echo cardioechogram. I think that's how we call it, ultrasound of the heart, and just to make sure things were okay, because I did feel off for a while, and that the pulmonary embolism left scar tissue in my lungs, and it did a number. So it's weird because I have this sensation where it feels like I'm breathing harder at lower heart rate efforts compared to 2 years ago or 3 years ago when I was a younger whippersnapper, but before the pulmonary embolism. So it's a tough pill to swallow, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow. I think I'm actually going to wear a heart rate strap, which I very rarely do. Hopefully it'll read accurately during the race. I usually don't do that. I did it at the Broken Arrow, the Iron Face Challenge several weeks ago, though, when I did that hour-long climbing running effort, and I was actually pretty surprised at how high of a heart rate I could hold for an hour, which is kind of a good lactate threshold test. But we'll be going, probably over 6 hours in this type of event, hopefully not over 7. And it'll be an amazing mountain day, of course, part of the UTMB series, UTMB events, and sponsored by title sponsor Hoka for me. So really great to be out here, and I'm looking forward to exploring more of the UTMB course next week as I stay out here training in the Alps for UTMB in mind. But yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to all the sponsors, and thank you for following this series, for following along. I might try to get some footage during the race, actually, as we're going around. I'll use the little Insta 360 camera, not the big one with the stick. I'm not going to carry that because it gets kind of tiring to actually race hard and turn the camera on and off all the time with carrying all that gear. So I'm taking things pretty seriously. I didn't taper a whole lot, still a bit jet lagged, but no excuses. I'm going to go out there, try my best, run hard, make it a really hard long run effort, and hopefully recover from it in decent time before UTMB. I picked this race because of the timing and the proximity to the UTMB course, and yeah, it's so stunning and beautiful out here. I mean, look at this. We got going up to Verbier here on the ski resort. On the gondola, you can kind of see I'm staying in one of these amazing, the amazing architecture, the chalets. Just all the wood architecture is amazing. The food's been amazing. I've found really good plant-based options all over, and just the public transportation's just been really top-notch, and people have been really friendly. It helps that most people speak English fluently, because I'm horrible in my pronunciation of French and yeah, I can't speak any language actually besides English, maybe kind of fluently. So I digress, but thank you so much for following this series. Again, thanks to the title sponsors, Patreon supporters for really making this channel possible. I'll try to get you guys more footage and more episodes in this series, as well as getting back to the training talks, of course, but couldn't do it without your viewership, your support. If you're racing out there this weekend, good luck to you and all your events. And if you're training at UTMB, hope to see you in Chamonix later this summer. But yeah, keep the momentum going. Thank you again, and stay tuned for more via 2Max Productions. Oh yes, check out our training plans, higherrunning.com. It really helps Coach Sandy and I out a lot. We got plans for any surface, any distance, as well as our membership. Subscribe to Sandy's channel as well, Running Wild. She's not on this trip right now, but she'll be coming to Chamonix later in August. So thank you again. Hope you're doing well, and stay tuned for more via 2Max Productions. Time to fly. Well, not out of this gondola. That would be scary.